What is some uplifting news about the COVID-19 outbreak? At school, people are finally cleaning up after themselves, being more careful, etc. Everyone's actually trying to keep the school clean for the first time ever. My 7th grade students are doing this shoot up thing instead of high fives as a greeting. Don't know if it's related to germ avoidance, but seems legit. Try telling that to my students. They're literally wasting hand sanitizer, spraying it all over tables. It's a madhouse. These are adult high schoolers. With everyone freaking out over COVID-19, it's likely some people have avoided more colds and flu cases. This is very true. The number of general viruses and infections circulating will have dropped, as well as improved hygiene, leading to less issues even in settings like hospitals where you have hoped they'd have good standards anyway. Since over 1,000 people a day die from flu, all of this panic wouldn't have to reduce infections by much for all of this to have had a net positive effect on public health. People are finally taking hand washing seriously. That's amazing news that will help prevent much more serious diseases. I was wondering about this. The death rate for other infectious diseases might go down with all the people in lockdown. A lot more people are building the habit of washing their hands properly. Phew, that was a close one. Time to neglect simple hygiene until the next big disease comes to light. I can't imagine what the germaphobes are going through right now. There's no queues in the tourist areas of Italy. Imagine being able to see the Sistine Chapel by yourself. Only the Pope, probably, can do that normally. And even more pigeons to feed. It can be sang to the tune of "Come On Eileen." Musical note: come on Eileen, you got COVID-19. Musical note: COVID-19, get your hands nice and clean. If they're dirty, go into quarantine. This event is bringing a lot of attention to employer policies on sick leave, remote work, and workplace hygiene. We're very likely going to see some degree of enduring changes in the aftermath, and they'll largely all be ones that make things better. It's sad that we needed a pandemic panic to get there, but it is a silver lining. It's unfortunate we need pandemics or disasters to get the point across for anything. Everyone will be super conscious for a while, but a year after the epidemic ends, everything will be back to normal. Quarantined kids in Wuhan spammed their homework app with 1-star reviews, so it got taken down and they don't have to do homework. Modern problems require modern solutions. I haven't been in grade school in like 20 years, and this is one of the best things I've heard in a long time. Recently, a 98-year-old recovered from the disease. I don't think that's going to be rare either. China's CDC's analysis of 44,672 patients found that the fatality rate in patients who reported no other health conditions was 0.9%. You sure it wasn't 98-year-olds?/S. 2 temporary hospitals built in China have been taken down due to the fact everyone there has recovered. Edit, source. Yeah, but one hospital took itself down. NYC subways are much cleaner. Are they? My wife and I just bought our first house. Interest rates on mortgages are at an all-time low because the 10-year Treasury yields were further pushed down by COVID-19 fears. This happened while we were waiting to close the house and saved us nearly $70,000 over the next 20 years and helped us close on an amazing property. I'd still rather people not die, but, man shrugging. Congrats. I'm closing on mine in 2 weeks. Although Corona hadn't hit the US yet. So my rate was like 3.5. I wonder about asking someone about that, but then I remembered they said I'm locked in. Would refinancing be a smart option right now? Approx 2 years since purchase of the home. The gas prices are going down. Also, super cheap flights. Going down. That's hot. People are more aware of personal and public hygiene. Animal Crossing is coming out in 2 weeks and my job had been working me like a horse. It's starting to get bad in my area, so I think I'll get some time off to enjoy it. I 100% respect your priorities. Wahoo! I'm so freaking excited for the game. I pre-ordered it as a late birthday for myself. It's the first thing I've ever pre-ordered. That's how excited I am. I can't wait to get into debt again. Flights are cheap. Someone at work had a family member take a Europe to North America flight in the last few days. Apparently there were fewer than 10 people on the flight. I saved $70 on a round-trip ticket to Denver. I wonder if hotels are following suit. My parents have stocked up on tons of dry goods and household items. Which means when this blows over, I'm going to get about $200 of items the next time I visit. As weird as this may sound, but I'm kind of relieved people prepped a bit. It's good to have extra long shelf life food, extra water, extra medical products, and extra hygiene products. I feel like the next disaster a lot of people will be prepared or they'll donate it to someone who needs it. Plus the next time I can stock up on mountain house foods for backpacking, it'll be the freshest it's ever been. We dodged COVIDs 1 through 18. That's cause it'd be illegal to be fucked over by them. We've technically had COVID-2 and COVID-12. Iran just offered its citizens 100 gigabytes of free data to stay indoors. Mad lad. Edit, coronavirus also killed the infamous Butcher of Tehran, who is responsible for the deaths of 1,500 protesters during last year's uprising. Nice try, drones. My grandma's city of Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico is starting to fine people for littering and making an unhealthy environment, which is helpful since the place has become so polluted the river is now green with trash all around it. In 1665 to 1666, the University of Cambridge was shut down due to an epidemic of bubonic plague, Black Death. Isaac Newton left to continue his studies from home, and when he returned in 1667, he had invented calculus, the corpuscle theory of light, and the universal laws of gravitation. They closed down 2 makeshift hospitals in Wuhan today because all the patients admitted within recovered. It seems that children under 10 are very resistant to the virus, as none have died of COVID-19. This is what really allayed my fears over my kid. She is 4, so in the prime this virus likely won't mess with me age. Her dad and I are in our 30s and healthy, so we will likely be fine too. Just hoping for no quarantine, because we will all be going nuts by the end of it. Note that this doesn't mean they won't spread it, just that it doesn't seem to harm them severely. Kids are walking biohazards. At least one person is bound to get bitten by a tick, go to the hospital, and be diagnosed with corona with Lyme. Fuck you, have my upvote. The pediatric outpatient clinic I work in is running low on some of our other vaccines, as it's spurring parents to bring their kids in for vaccines they've been delaying or declining. Free idea, once they actually have enough again, they should announce that they're having a shortage and are soon going to run out. Judging by the lack of toilet paper in supermarkets, that's going to drive so many people to get vaccinated. Tons of folks have been coming to my clinic for flu shots. All the anti-vaxxers will be eliminated when the vaccine comes out. Not if they use essential oils. Hopefully the development of a vaccine for this epidemic that is scaring the shit out of people will put a huge dent in their movement. People are finally washing their hands. More people have recovered than are currently sick. More hand washing, which may become more common, folded hands. Bright sides, those who own Lysol/Purell stock are probably seeing gains. It has reduced pollution, and will likely continue to do so. Until they feel like they've gotten control of it, in which case they'll fire up the polluting factories soon enough. The very young so far appear to recover from COVID-19 more so than typical flu strains. I believe there still has been no reported COVID-19 deaths below 9 years old at time of writing. School and work closings. Not necessarily uplifting in the grand scheme of things, but a week or 2 off is appreciated by anyone. No, not when lost income and childcare difficulties come into it. My school might close and I'd have to do online school. Not having to leave my house sounds like a dream, and I wouldn't have to deal with forced social interaction with people I don't like. Plus, I could probably finish the schoolwork in half the time I would at school, because I would be able to focus better and be able to just watch Netflix for the rest of the day. Very mood, I'm realizing how little I actually need to leave the house for school, go to uni as a computer science major, and while I'm getting cabin fever right now, it's pretty nice to just relax, haha. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.